just finished on Netflix, and it's called Agents of Mystery. And because I really enjoyed it, I will talk about it, but without spoilers, so that you can enjoy it too. This show is a Korean reality game show, but the Netflix version I watched was dubbed into English, so there were no subtitles to have to deal with, which is nice. And the voices of the dub were very good, very engaging. And I'll tell you some of the things that I like about this show. Well, first, the premise is the 6 contestants are all Korean celebrities, and they are put into the role of these kind of secret agent investigator team, and they are asked to investigate these weird cases. Now, I'm not going to say too much about the exact plot of these cases, although I'll mention some very high-level things. But the idea is that these scenarios are kind of like escape rooms. So it's kind of like watching a bunch of people do an escape room. But keep in mind, these are very, very high budget, elaborate, cool escape rooms. Very complicated with very realistic sets. And one of the things I enjoy about the series is that the series really immerses the players into this alternate reality, and then it never really breaks that reality. So both as the viewer and seemingly as the contestants, there's this real sense of immersion into that reality. So, for example, there's never a host who comes out and talks to the camera and says, "Oh, this is the end of round 1," or something like that. Once the players are in this alternate fictional scenario, the show really commits to it and keeps them like that. And they don't really talk too much about things outside the show, like what's going on in their real life or anything. There's a very minimal amount of that. And the scenarios are very unnerving and creepy and bizarre. And there's a lot of things that are kind of meant to scare the players. And they do seem to really be surprised at many points in it. They really seem surprised, which is interesting. Another thing I like about the show is that all the players are cooperating on the same team the whole time. And unlike many reality shows where, players usually get eliminated until there's one left, and that person's the winner, and therefore the players are kind of competing against each other. And maybe they even have a way or an incentive to backstab each other or form alliances or plot against each other. Now those mechanics can be interesting, but what I like about sense of mystery is that it doesn't really have that at all, which means that the players really cooperate and form this very nice team and camaraderie, and they're all just nice to each other, and it's kind of refreshing to see that. It's where just everyone's good and nobody's trying to trick the other players or anything. It's kind of nice for a change to see just everyone working together to solve these puzzles. And some of the puzzles are fairly straightforward, like what you might expect from a game show. Like there are things where they have to decode a coded message, right? There are things like that. And on the other hand, though, there are some very strange puzzles that really require a lot of thought and sort of creative thinking, creative approaches. Some of the puzzles seemed not at all obvious, and like it would be very easy for them to overlook something. And they do have quite a bit of time. They have 6 hours on each scenario. So I think that helps with the fact that some of the puzzles are very hard. As the viewer, you can kind of try to think about the puzzles yourself and what you might do, although you don't always have quite enough information. But that's okay, because the game moves along very quickly. The editing is well done, and it keeps you interested. There are 6 episodes in the show, and it kind of breaks down where the first 3 episodes are one story, and the next 3 episodes are a different story. And at a high level, without spoilers really, the first story is about trying to find out what happened to 3 missing women in a strange facility. And the second story is about exploring a mysterious submarine. And both of these are quite suspenseful. And I really liked the environments because they really went all out to make it so that it really felt like they were in these places. Like, it didn't seem like a normal escape room, which is just a room with some props in it usually. This was much more of a full-fledged, like, movie-like feel where I felt like they were there. And there is some fun interaction between the players. Although they don't compete with each other, they do sort of occasionally joke around with each other, which is fun. I really like this show a lot. It's great, just fun entertainment. And I hope that they will make a season 2, because I'd like to see this again. I'd like to see what else they might be able to do, what other kinds of stories and scenarios there could be. Watching players figure it out was very interesting and rewarding too, because they really don't know any more than the viewer knows what's coming next. So I also liked that aspect of it. Sometimes on reality shows, the viewer knows what's going on and the players don't. And I liked the fact that, especially with the title, Agents of Mystery, they really did keep it a mystery from the audience and the players until the very end. So, it's a fun show. I think you might like it.